Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Voiddyn and today we are going to be talking about Stellar Crown, the newest set to be released out of the Pokemon trading card game. Stellar Crown has a whopping 143 cards, which seems to be the smallest in any Pokemon TCG mainline set. Today we'll be going over a bunch of things just in case you're looking to crack some boxes or you're looking to just figure out what are good cards if you decide to open some packs, buy some singles, or even play in your pre-release. So let's get started. Stellar Crown has a couple themes going for it. The first one being that it has a small theme that revolves around Terra Pokemon. Terra Pokemon are EX Pokemon that have the ability, as long as this Pokemon is on the bench, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks. This includes yours and your opponent's. These Pokemon have been huge. Charizard EX is a Terra Pokemon, as well as many others as well. In this set, we have some cards that care about Terra Pokemon. These Pokemon are Noctowl with the ability Jeweled Hunt. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, if you have any Terra Pokemon in play, you may search your deck for up to 2 trainer cards, reveal them, put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck. On top of that, we have the Ace-Spec Sparkling Crystal. The attack cost of the Terra Pokemon this card is attached to is reduced by 1 of any type of energy. Along with that, we have the Supporter Briar that says you can only play this card if your opponent has 2 prize cards remaining until end of turn. If your opponent's active Pokemon is KO'd by damage from one of your Terra Pokemon's attacks, take 1 more prize card. We also have Area 0 Underdepths that says if a player has Terra Pokemon in play, that player can have 8 Pokemon on their bench. When this card leaves play, or that player no longer has a Terra Pokemon in play, that player discards benched Pokemon until they have 5 Pokemon on the bench. If both players discard, the owner of this card discards first. One of the biggest hyped Terra Pokemon in this set is Lapras EX with the attack Power Splash. This attack deals 40 damage for each energy attached to this Pokemon, as well as the second attack, Larimar Rain, that says look at the top 20 cards of your deck and attach any number of energy cards you find there to your Pokemon in any way you'd like. Shuffle the other cards back into your deck. Note, while the second attack might come off every now and then and might work, it doesn't seem to be exactly what the card is about. This card is a Power Splash machine. You'll probably be using Power Splash 9 times out of 10. Definitely could see this card popping off one way or another. Along with that, we also have Cinderace EX. Cinderace Stage 2 Pokemon with the attack Flare Strike. For 1 fire and 2 colorless energy during your next turn, this Pokemon can't use Flare Strike for a whopping 280 damage. The second attack, Garnet Volley, for a fire, fighting, and a dark, deals 180 to one of your opponent's benched Pokemon. A second hyped Pokemon EX is Galvantula EX that has Charged Web that deals 110 damage for a lightning and a colorless, but if opponent's active Pokemon is a Pokemon EX or Pokemon V, this attack deals 110 more damage. Galvantula EX does have a second attack that deals 180 damage, that discards all energy from this Pokemon and stops your opponent from playing item cards. But it is that first attack that seems to be all the rage with this card. The next EX that is hyped is Terapagos EX with the attack Unified Beatdown that does 30 damage for each of your benched Pokemon. Normally that caps out at 150, but with Area 0 Underdepths that extends your bench to 8, it allows the attack to hit for 240 damage for 2 colorless energy. Along with that, it has a second attack called Crown Opal that says for a grass, water, and electric, it deals 180, and during your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from basic, non-colorless Pokemon. This is pretty huge too, and it looks like that we're getting a colorless theme that we'll go into a little bit more after this. The next one that seems to be hyped up is Hydrapple EX, a Stage 2 Pokemon that has the ability Ripe Charge. Once during your turn, you may attach 1 basic grass energy from your hand to one of your Pokemon if you heal 30 damage from that Pokemon. It has the attack Syrup Storm that deals 30 plus 30 more for each grass energy attached to your Pokemon. This is going to be huge to pair with your Teal Mask Ogerpons as well. Keep in mind that those two will definitely get along very, very well. There are some other cards that people are excited about, like the Joltik with Battery Charge. Search your deck for up to 2 basic grass energy and up to 2 basic electric energy, and attach them to your Pokemon in any way you'd like. Shuffle your deck. Some people are floating it around here and there. And another fun Pokemon that I really enjoy is the Slowking that has Inspiring Challenge. Discard the top card of your deck. If that card is a Pokemon without a rule box, choose one of that Pokemon's attack and use it as this attack. Honestly, you can do some really cool stuff with Night Academy as well. Now let's go over the ace specs of the list. It looks like we only have 3 ace specs this time. It looks like we have Sparkling Crystal. Sparkling Crystal is an ace spec tool that it reduces the attack cost of the Terra Pokemon this card is attached to by 1 of any type of energy. Honestly, we will probably just see it on Dragapult. Along with that, we have Deluxe Bomb, another tool ace spec that says if the Pokemon this card is attached to in the active spot takes damage from an opponent's attack, put 12 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon. If you put any damage counters this way, discard this card. Card seems very strong in the aspect of being able to tank a hit, deal some damage back, but it may not be the ace spec that you take at this time. And finally, as our last ace spec that we have Great Tree. Once during each player's turn, that player may search their deck for a Stage 1 Pokemon that evolves from one of their basic Pokemon and put it onto that Pokemon to evolve it. If that Pokemon is now a Stage 1 Pokemon, they search their deck for a Stage 2 Pokemon that evolves from that Pokemon and put it onto that Pokemon to evolve it. Then that player shuffles their deck. You can't use this effect on a basic Pokemon on your first turn or on a basic Pokemon that was put into play this turn. Great Tree reminds me of a lot of other effects like this that existed in the format. Who knows if it'll see play, but it's definitely an exciting card. Along with that, other cards that seem very exciting are Grass Trumpet, which says you can only play this card if you have a Terra Pokemon in play. Choose up to 2 of your benched colorless Pokemon and attach a basic energy from your discard pile to each of them. Note, with this card and other cards like it, we seem to be getting this colorless deck that is going to be pushed into the format. Stuff like Noctowl that we talked about earlier also has this colorless support, as well as the new card Bouffalant. Bouffalant has Curly Wall. If you have another Bouffalant in play, all of your basic colorless Pokemon take 60 less damage from attacks by your opponent's Pokemon. You cannot apply more than 1 Curly Wall ability at a time. And finally, for another really exciting trainer card, we have Lacey. Lacey says shuffle your hand in your deck, draw 4 cards. If your opponent has 3 or less prize cards remaining, draw until you have 8 cards in hand instead. While this may not be the best trainer in the world, we might see it as a one of. But honestly, the real trainer that is the biggest exciting card in this set is Briar. Briar will definitely be a one of card, and definitely something else to look into. And that's about it for the Stellar Crown release. Stellar Crown seems to be a really small set that has some really impactful cards. What do you guys think? Are you guys going to be picking up any of the new ace specs? Are you guys really interested in Briar or Terrapagos or any of the Stellar cards? Or are you thinking about building around that colorless idea that's being inserted into the list? Let me know in the comments below what you're really thinking. And honestly, if you guys like this type of content, feel free to drop a sub down below. Like the video and tell me, what else you guys want to see from these types of videos. I hope this gave you a general idea of the set, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a great day. Bye-bye.